Juice and chat, juice and chat, juice and chat. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Juice and chat. I promised you all I was going to cut a watermelon. And I want to talk about why I like watermelon. One, there's been a lot of, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. There's been a lot of people talking about like the way we hydrate ourselves, right? Like, should we be hydrating ourselves just by drinking water, or should we be getting hydration from fruit? And there's a lot of popular opinion at this space saying that we should be getting our hydration from fruits and vegetables. So let's talk about that, because the watermelon has so much water in it. It's a very hydrating fruit. It helps you to hydrate your body, your skin, your internal organs. A lot of people like to drink it like in the summertime, but you can drink it all year long. So there's a lot of benefit to drinking watermelon and using it as a source of hydration. And for those of y'all who struggle with drinking water, which I can't connect to because I love drinking water, but those of you all who are struggling with drinking water, if you're looking for another way to hydrate yourself, watermelon is absolutely a way to do it. Now, one small gripe I have about watermelon, even though it's really good, it has a lot of nutritional benefits. One thing that's difficult for me is, like, these seeds, you see how they are? I keep asking everyone in the store, like, these are not the seeds. It's hard to, yeah, it's been hard for me too, Divine Root. And that's what I was just about to say. Because these seeds right here, these seeds, either they don't have seeded watermelon, or they have watermelon with like these smaller seeds, non-black seeds. I don't know, like, if you all remember, but back in the day, are you eating it? People been so crazy. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely, no. I eat my watermelon. I use it for hydration. This I'm going to juice. But I grew up with exactly, where are the black seeds? That's exactly what I'm getting at. Like, I grew up with black seeds. I grew up with bigger seeds. My grandfather used to grow watermelon. So that's the context of which I come from. Like, I know what organic watermelon used to look like and how well it was grown. Like, if you look right here, that's one black seed. So I was talking to the people in the store, and so basically what I have learned is watermelon has continued to be modified. There's like this hybrid watermelon, which is why we get this. The idea of having black seeds, seeded watermelon, I've been told that fruit almost doesn't exist anymore, which is disappointing. But that's also why I'm so big. They change all the seeds they have. That's why I'm so big on taking supplements in addition to like the fruits and vegetables, because y'all know the fruits and vegetables don't have the same level of nutritional value that they used to once have. And so watermelon, as I started off, is hydrating. It is full of many benefits, great for women and men. But at the same time, just understand, oh, look, here goes some black seeds. At the same time, understand that this, if you're of a certain age group, this is not the same watermelon you grew up on. Are you in the U.S., dear? When I travel abroad, all the fruit. Yep. You know I am. Thank you for saying that. I am in the U.S., Chicagoland area to be specific. And it's definitely a difference in the fruit from outside of the U.S. versus within the U.S. But see, my context is I have family members who have grown fruits and vegetables. So I know what things look like that do not come from the store. And this was not the watermelon I was sitting eating with my grandfather. You know, so it's like, that's the unfortunate part, but I still enjoy watermelon. For me, what you all are going to see me do is I'm going to cut this down, and then I'm going to use watermelon and lime and make a juice, because I love watermelon juice. It's very hydrating. And then I take the insides of this. I take the insides and I continue to eat it as like a snack, because there's still watermelon here. Definitely they got us under control, so they think. They do have us under control. Like, we're only gonna give them. They don't want the seeded watermelon. They don't want fruit with seeds. I'm like, who told y'all that? Who is that? Look, who is they? We want the fruits with seeds, right? I definitely want fruit with seeds. I definitely want fruit with nutritional value. I definitely want fruit that is grown and treated well and right. So I'm with you all. Like, I would really like to get more of what things used to be, instead of all these like hybrid types of watermelon and fruit and things like that. I love, you eat the rinds? Tell me what you do. So wait a minute. I need details. So what happens when you're eating the rind? Like, you take this and you eat it directly. Tell me why do you do that? Do you add anything else to it? Is it nutritional value? Break that down for me. That's new. And I've been eating watermelon my whole life. So break that down for me. Ambiguous beauty. I just chew on it. Okay. You chew on it. Okay. And what is it that you like about the rind? Because when you say you chew on it, I'm thinking about like my family members who chew on the chicken bone, or who chew the cob from the corn. Like, is it that type of deal? What is it? Let us know. But she said, I just chew on it. Yeah, I mean, that I've never heard anybody chewing on the rind, but listen, no, every part of the watermelon counts. So I feel you. Someone said that there's a trend where they're bashing watermelon. I'm not familiar with that trend, because when I see a watermelon, one or two things are going to happen. Either I'm going to eat it directly or I'm juicing it. I like it too much to play with my food. I'm not going to do that. I like salt on the watermelon. It just gives a little bit, it's just getting all the juices. Okay. You add a little salt to it. Yeah, that sounds good. Ambiguous beauty. Where are you from? I'm just curious. You chew on the rind, you add on salt. I'm curious. Where are you from? Are you in the U.S.? If so, what part? If you're not, where are you from? Yeah, but that's true though. You can't get it all out, because like I said, this is gonna turn into a snack for me. Because I'm gonna take a spoon and scoop this out and sit here and eat it. Because even this is what's gonna get juice. But I'm not gonna just let the rest of that watermelon go to waste. I'm not. This knife, by the way, maybe y'all care, maybe you don't, but if you're a watermelon lover, this knife does a fabulous job. Oh, you're from Oakland. Okay. It's from Cali. I love it. Welcome, Oakland. This does a fabulous job. I got this watermelon knife from Aldi, and I'm telling you, I've had it for like 3 years. Every watermelon I've had, it gets straight through that rind and gets my juice out well. So, here we go. Let's show you all how much of the watermelon I've cut. Anyone here ever grown any of their own watermelon? Look at that. Oh, look at that juice coming out. Ooh, I'm going to be cleaning up this whole counter. And see, this is what I'm talking about when I say you can get water from drinking watermelon juice. Like, people just think about it as a fruit. It's a fruit that has a lot of water in it. Me drinking watermelon juice is still hydrating my body. My grandma used to season her watermelon with salt and pepper like it's chicken. Listen, but grandma and them be knowing stuff though, like, because I'm laughing because you're making me think of my own family. Grandma and them had some hacks that maybe we need to bring back. Yes, all that juice pouring out, and yet people don't see how it's hydrating. We are H3O, not H2O. Okay, see, ambiguous fruit is dropping the facts, and that's what I was talking about early for everyone who thinks that you have to drink water bottles to only get your hydration. Now, I drink a lot of water. If you're on this channel, y'all know that. But I squeeze lemon and lime in mine, so there's still juice in that, you know. But I'm really under the mindset that this is hydration. It does not always have to be just drinking plain water. My water has chlorophyll, or my water is going to have lemon and lime juice. My water is going to have immune boosters. Like, it's going to serve a purpose beyond just having water. But if you're just at the phase where you're drinking water, swap the pop out, and let's bring in some water, because I know it's people on this channel who only want to drink juice, and they only want to drink pop, and we want to figure out better ways to hydrate our body. We don't need water, just fruits and herbs to totally hydrate. And that's ambiguous. I like you. That's exactly what I started out saying. Like, exactly that. Like, we do not have to just sit there and drink drink water. It's unpopular opinion, but that's because the way we've been like conditioned to think. These fruits can hydrate you. You do not have to drink a water bottle. It's a lot of the ways we've been taught to eat and nourish our bodies come from like a really colonized mindset. Like have y'all been following or reading about even like this whole idea of us eating at these like regulated time periods, us having to eat certain things like the 3 meal a day. You know how it's something that's been taught to us, like this colonized mindset. Instead of saying, listen to my body. What does my body need? What does my body desire? And feeding it that. Not it's 8 o'clock in the morning, let me feed myself. It's 5 o'clock in the evening, let me feed myself. Let me sit down and force 8 bottles of water down my throat. Like, no. Am I hungry? What is my body craving? How can I show it for us? It's a self-care practice. The water is diluting in us. That's why we are brown. What happens when you put iron in water? Rust. Okay, so she has come to teach, honey, okay? Yes. And then like you said, a lot of the water is, which is a problem with the fruit as well, but a lot of the water it has so much bad stuff in it. Yeah. So when I make my watermelon juice, I also add, we are green and blue and giants. I knew that was coming. Did y'all see when we had those green filters? And they were talking about, yes, how good the green filters especially looked on melanated people because that's our natural color. Definitely right there with you. Definitely right there with you. So I add the limes in because for me, I want to add some, yes, education live. Yes. And listen, y'all dropping knowledge too. So I'm loving the interaction. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This lime I add in for 2 reasons. Okay. 1, lime breaks up mucus. Okay, whether it's mucus present in my body or not, I don't care. It's preventative. I don't believe in trying to react to what my body's doing. I'm trying to prevent it. So lime, I drop it in my water. I blend it in my juices because I'm breaking down any possible mucus that wants to come around. Also, just from a flavor standpoint, the lime with the watermelon, delicious. Absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. But yeah, we have to make sure that we're intentional about like how we are hydrating ourselves, the supplements that we're getting, the foods, the fruits and vegetables that we're eating. You know, what does nutrition actually look like? And a lot of times that's really sitting with our bodies. You know, also thinking about your cravings, like fruits really help to, for those of y'all who like have sweet tooths. Okay, for instance, a sweet tooth is really a reflection of 2 things. Well, a number of things, but these are the 2 things I'm going to highlight. A gut that needs to be cleansed or a vitamin deficiency. Like that is... You too, baby. You too. You teach. Or vitamin deficiency. Like if you're constantly saying, oh, I need to go get me some cakes, some cookies. And I'm not judging you. Okay. Because I've had that battle. Go take you some magnesium. Okay. Go take you some zinc. Go get some celery juice and clean that gut out. Go ahead and detox. You should not be craving sugary, artificial sugars all the time. You really shouldn't. You really shouldn't. It's not to judge yourself, but just to bring awareness that it's something, my body is craving something else, right? And we know that there's other reasons why people are claiming, are craving artificial sugars, but that's not, you got to look at the reason behind, you know, the reason why behind. Sweet tooth equals parasites. Come on now. Clean that gut. Go do a detox. Do a cleanse. I love me a juice cleanse. 2 to 3 days. No food. No solid food. Drink straight juices. 2 to 3 days. Juices. Clean out and take some supplements. You're going to stop having some of these cravings. You can control what you crave. That's also mental control too, though. It's also mental because you can tell yourself like, nah, this is not healthy. We're going to try something different. And then start trying to substitute. But if you want to sit up here and eat that junk all the time, I need some magnesium. What's a good one? Oh, I have some magnesium listed in my Amazon shop. I take magnesium that has vitamin D. It has vitamin D and zinc combined. And the reason I take that is for 2 reasons. One, for like the things I just listed, but also I'm from Chicago, And so the sun gets really like non-existent for a period of time. It really helps with your mental health. So not saying that you do or don't need that, but that's my personal reason why magnesium has been wonderful. Also for any women who have had any like menstrual irregularities, that magnesium combo, that's going to regulate your period. That's going to regulate your moon cycle. That's going to regulate your menstrual cycle. Saying it in a number of ways, because whatever term you want to use for yourself, I'm just trying to put that. Thank you. I'm going to check that out. Yeah, please do. Please do. Check that out and let me know how it works for you. I've been taking it for a number of years. Really helps with, like I said, cycles, anxiety, depression. Magnesium helps with so many things. And I've been seeing all the girls on TikTok say, and I'm like, I've been trying to say this for years. That it really helps. Also helps keep your immune system strong. That's another thing. Like it helps to really keep your immune system strong. So yeah, magnesium with that vitamin D combo, baby, it's gonna do it. Now, cute set you are wearing too. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. I will do a fast and do a 3-day cleanse, but go back to meat and dairy. I want to be vegan. Okay, well, let me say this. I want to speak on veganism because I'm vegan. But just because you cleanse and just because you go vegan, and this is an unpopular opinion, but there are a lot of meat substitutes that are not healthy either. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to, sway you from being vegan, but I just want to just kind of say from my personal perspective of being vegan for a number of years, that there are a lot of meat substitutes. And while they help to transition you, you can also fall into some unhealthy patterns if you're eating nothing but meat substitutes. Because the goal of veganism, at least for me, let me speak for myself, is to eat whole food, plant-based. So if I'm constant, I'm not going to say the brands, but if I'm constantly eating meat substitutes, I personally do not feel like that's necessarily better than eating meat and dairy because it's still processed. You get what I'm saying? Right. And so there are unhealthy. I remember I had a friend who told me that her friend was going vegan and she wanted some advice from me. And so she started eating like, the only thing she liked was like vegan chips. And I'm like, well, I don't necessarily think that's really beneficial. Then go back to some grass-fed meat. Go back to grass-fed meat. Go back to organic meat and dairy products if that's the case. If you're going to just eat chips and junk and eat meat substitutes, how are you improving? Best is raw. Yeah. Best is raw. And there's cooked benefits as well. I mean, beans, rice, chickpeas, other things that are high in protein, almonds. Like there are things that you can eat that don't necessarily have to be like she said, I'll say it for you. Listen, call it out. I wasn't going to say it, but you put it out there. That is what I'm talking about. Yeah. I heard vegan processed are worse. You know what? I've heard that too because they're supposedly binding agents in there, and they have to put like things to help you to even be able to process and digest those meats. And for me, that's a scary thing because it's like, so you're telling me that the meat substitutes my body can't even chemically break down. You have to put something in it for me to break down. Like for me, I just find that problematic. The point was so that my body could process the food. The point was so that I could be preventative of certain like diseases and feeling negative things that are linked with meat. Not so I can just say, ooh, let me have this meat substitute now because it's not an actual animal, it's better. I just don't think that that's true. But I will say again, not knocking anyone. If you have trouble transitioning, maybe you do need the meat substitute. That's not how I transitioned to vegan. I didn't transition with meat substitutes. As a matter of fact, when I started transitioning, it wasn't even all these meat substitutes out there. But if that's what if that's what you feel like you need to do to help you, fine. Personally, for me, I gradually let go of different meats and different dairy products so that I was able to really practice being vegan, learn what it meant to shop and get certain things. But it's scary. But to the point of detoxing and then going back to meat and dairy, I also think I want to go back to mindset because, okay, you can detox from things. Your body can no longer be craving it. But if you mentally connect foods to certain emotions, that also is working through that. So I just transparently like shared my journey with my sweet tooth, which is how I learned about like gut cleanses, detoxes, getting those parasites out your body. But if your mind's like, oh, I'm stressed, let me go eat some cake or let me go eat some cookies, you need to be like aware of that. So that's why you want to have things in your house where you can say, no, I'm not going to get a cupcake. I'm going to have some watermelon. So it's not just physical. Sometimes it's mental as well. I'm guilty though. They spicy nuggets was bomb a few years ago. Listen, I don't believe in shaming myself. Like, I feel like, listen, you're not guilty of anything, baby. You liked them. They served a purpose for when they served the purpose, right? It's a journey. It's a journey to eating well. And it's a constant journey, because even if you master something for an extended period of time, you could always go back to processed food is addictive. Exactly. So it's like, oh, these spicy vegan nuggets are hidden. Let me keep eating it. It's very easy to go back. It's very easy to stress eat. If you don't pre-plan, if you don't know what you're going to buy, if you're not going to practice like that mental stamina, it is going to be hard to maintain certain diets. And then you also got to think about the people who you have coming in your home, who you're spending time with, because also if their eating habits are different, that also takes some more discipline for you, because now it's like, oh, I used to love eating these chicken nuggets with you. So what am I going to do now? How am I going to try to avoid it? So it does take some definite discipline. But have you tried jackfruit nuggets? Those are really good. I love jackfruit nuggets. Let me think of what other substitutes. You can make tofu nuggets. I know some people don't like tofu because of the soy, but tofu nuggets are good. There's a number of different shrooms that act as meat substitutes. You can season those up and utilize those meat substitutes instead of eating processed foods. Yeah, I buy for every. Okay, so you said that's not coming in my house. We gonna eat what I buy. I like that. She said we gonna eat what I buy, because if you buy for everyone, then you control what is entering your house. That's true. Hopefully, no one stops at Burger King before they come to your house with some nuggets, and then you're feeling tempted, because that's the thing too. Even if you buy stuff for the house, outside food sometimes does come in. It's like, this is not the family goal. This is not the family. I had a pulled pork sandwich with jackfruit. It was okay. Okay, let me say this. The jackfruit, I've had some great jackfruit sandwiches, and I've had some, this is tasting very fruity. It really depends on the person that's cooking it. I don't cook jackfruit, but I was told that the way you make it less fruity and more like meat centered is you need to boil it. So I wish I could tell you from first experience if that works, but boiling the jackfruit and then using it as like for the same texture as like chicken or pork is something that is commonly done. Absolutely. It is something that is commonly done. Absolutely. Yep. It is something that's commonly done. So my son gets me with and the McDonald's fries are dipped in beef. So that people can't even have regular fries because those fries are dipped in beef, which is why they say they're so addictive. It's funny though, because everybody has always loved their fries, and it's been years since I've had them. And I've always said, even prior to knowing that, I was like, I don't like McDonald's fries. And I'm sure that is why, because they're dipped in beef. They're dipped in beef, and that's someone earlier said processed food is addictive. That's why it's addictive. That's why it's addictive. The cow keeps pulling you back. But I love a French fry too. I definitely love a French fry too. Try to be intentional about my carbs, because they break down into sugars as well. And for someone who has had a history of like battling a sweet tooth, if you're eating carbs, you're working in kind of like a similar bracket when you think about how it's being processed in the body. Absolutely. So, again, no judgment, because I love me a fry. I'm a steak lover. Listen, everybody has their thing. I had one of my besties was saying that she loves steak. She wanted to be vegan with me, but that was like the thing she couldn't give up. That she was reading this book. I'm not sure if you all heard of it. It's pretty well known at this point. Eat Right for Your Blood Type. And they were basically saying that, like her blood type was the reason why she liked. Oh, thank you, a fresh wash, thank you, thank you. It'll be braiding in a couple days, but thank you so much. I appreciate that. They were saying that her blood type is why she really wanted meat, right? That's what the book said. And then she started again looking at like what supplements would help her, because she mentally wanted steak, but she didn't physically want it. It would bother her body, but she loved the taste of it. She ended up finding out that it was like a vitamin deficiency, and she was able to wean herself completely off of steak. And I was shocked because I just told her, I was like, okay, friend, maybe you're just gonna eat steak and plants and an occasional steak. Like maybe that is where you are in your journey. But no, she figured it out, and she's veganish. She should go back and get some fish every here and there, but she doesn't do the steak anymore. So yeah, she doesn't do the steak anymore. She figured out what supplement she needed so she would stop having those cravings. Yes, I have it. Mine's too. Oh, okay. You have that. Yeah, that book breaks it down. You know what's crazy? Before I even read it, it told me that I should be plant-based because I have a sensitive stomach. And they were right. 100% right. And it's just like, it's interesting how our body comes together and all these different systems help to break knowledge. Because even down to like, for those of y'all who are into astrology, if you're not, you don't have to comment. But for those of y'all who are into astrology, I have some air. I have air in like, my big three are all known. Let me say it like that. My big three are all known for having digestive issues, because you can look at your astrological chart and look how it impacts your anatomy. And based upon my astrological chart, I am more likely predisposed to having stomach issues. So I am supposed to eat more of a whole food plant-based diet. So it's interesting because you got this like research text, and then you look at astrological charts, and both of them come together to say, hey, you need to be plant-based. And that's where I am. What is the book, please? Oh, it's called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. Yep. Eat Right for Your Blood Type. And I cannot remember the author. So if anybody's listening and they know the author, please throw it into the chat, because I can't remember. But it's called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. And then it talks about, if you know your blood type, it will talk about the type of foods and the type of exercises and the things you should be doing. Yep. You should be doing, thank you. You should be doing to, support your physical body. So Eat Right for Your Blood Type. That's exactly what it's called. Yeah. But does anyone remember that? Again, if you remember the author, drop it into the chat. But also, you all know I occasionally talk about me too, I'm a Virgo. Did I tell you I'm a Virgo as well? That is funny. Hey Virgo, Virgo, what day are you born? What day are you born? What day are you born? Yeah, if you look, if you are into astrology, you can also look at how, like this, how your stomach or the predicted issues your body may have, or the ways you should be eating. Like, it's a lot more than kind of like this social media presented version of astrology. Astrology goes a lot deeper than the things that I see, like, oh, all Virgos do this. Like, oh, okay, can we talk about the whole chart? Can we talk about other things? Yes, that's the author. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is the author. Yep. That is the author. And it's a big book. I personally found it interesting to read more than just about, my blood type. You could, if you know the blood types of other people that are close to you, that's also interesting. And to see how you can support them or encourage them maybe to have certain eating habits that are beneficial. Also, learning about your doshas are helpful as well. Ayurveda is the sister science to yoga. And so they also talk about in Ayurveda, if you take like a quiz and learn your doshas, it would also talk about the types of foods that you should and shouldn't be eating based off of like different characteristics, like your face shape, your eye structure, like your neck, like so many different things, the color of your hair, like all of those things. You look at it. Oh, I ordered it with the blood kit too. You smart. I like that. All the different characteristics that have specific doshas. So again, if you take an Ayurveda quiz, that's the sister science to yoga, you'll be able to read about your dosha. So for instance, like I have like one of my youngest daughter is thin, and we end up learning that her specific dosha, she always complained like she's cracking her fingers, cracking her back, cracking her legs. And then her dosha from Ayurveda was saying, oh, she shouldn't be eating like chips, things like that, crunchy foods like that, which are negatively impacting those things. I'm so glad I was led to this. I'm so glad you're here too. I'm so glad you're here too. It was really nice to meet you. My other daughter, for instance, she's always talking about she's hot. All the time she's hot. I'm like, girl, it's not hot, but she's saying she's hot. And then Ayurveda was saying that she needs to eat like a lot of smoothies, drink a lot of juices. She needs to eat a lot of like spinach and kale, like a lot of green vegetables. So there's like so many ways that we can like approach how we are responding to like what our body is in need of, or how we can show up for ourselves. It's not one way. Like pick what works for you. Don't box yourself in. What makes sense for you? What do you feel led to? And listen to your body, because these are tools to help you. But I'm one that believes that like if we sit with ourselves, if we sit with ourselves and pay attention to what our bodies are saying, these texts, these tools are only confirmation of what you already know. That's how I feel. Like you are your first teacher. You are your first doctor. So when you go and get these tools, they're only confirming what you already know. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But I already knew that. Like you do know the answers. I really believe that. You know the answers for yourself. But sometimes we seek outside tools to help us further our knowledge or help us to gain understanding. And that's great. So figure out a tool which works well for you, which will help you to learn how to take care of yourself, which will show you how to show up for yourself and make sure that you are well nourished. So yes, but well, it's been nice chatting with y'all. I think I'm about to go juice this juice. You all will see coming on some videos in this next week with my affirmations. So before you even say, what is that you're drinking? Y'all love saying that in the video. What is that you're drinking? You know, at least that red juice is definitely going to be, it's 100% going to be watermelon juice. But you know, I'm also drinking celery juice daily. I need that celery juice. And I just ordered the book off Amazon. I love it. Yes, we over here talking about books and healing our bodies, and I'm just happy for the collective energy. And I thank each one of y'all for joining the live and for bringing value and information into this live. And I'm championing you on for your journey. I really am. So sending love and light to all of you all, and I see you again on the next live. Bye.